Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to talk about having a low libido, not having any energy, a bunch of other issues that women will suffer with for a long time before you realize, oh my gosh, yeah, this is not normal. I should not be putting up with this, and there's a lot of different things that I can do. So first off, to address this libido, your sex drive, this is something that a lot of women don't talk about, don't realize is an issue, don't realize is connected with their other hormones and everything else. But we really need to focus on the fact that having a libido, at least at some points throughout the month, is a healthy thing to have. And if you're not having any of that, that's an issue. And we'll talk about some of the culprits of that here in a minute. But a lot of times not having a libido goes along with a bunch of other things. I literally have yet to hear from somebody where they're like, yeah, I just don't have a libido. Everything else is totally fine. I feel amazing everywhere else in my health systems. Tip top, head to toe. Just no libido. No, that's not, right? No. If you don't have a libido, right, what I hear from women, what I see in test results, everything else is that you don't have a libido, but that oftentimes comes about after a hormonal change, going on a birth control, coming off of birth control, after having children, blah, 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 all these things, right? There's a reason for it. And you also have a decrease in energy. This is, I just don't have the energy throughout the day. I might wake up okay, but I get this really bad slump in the afternoon. And man, as soon as I put the kids to bed, I am in bed. Can't do it, right? Oh yeah, I used to have some acne. I don't know, maybe it's related to my cycle. Yeah. Yep, I'm also, my hair is falling out. Yeah, but it's not that bad. But yeah, it's falling out. Holy cow, that's a problem, right? And then the other thing, fatigue. If you're like, well, if you have low energy, isn't that the same thing as fatigue? This is fatigue like, oh, I'm trying to do something extra and I don't have the energy for it, or I get super wiped out afterwards. I do a workout and I'm sore for days. Yeah, I can't bounce back from it at all. Like my body is fatigued, right? Like, oh, I might not have energy to do some stuff that I want to do, but this is I'm physically, my arms won't do the thing that I want them to do. Yeah, that's that fatigue. And then being moody, being irritable. I can't tell you how many times I hear this from women. They're like, I love my husband. I love him. I want to be with him, but I just don't want him to touch me. And then when he tries, I get really annoyed. Right? This is a very common thing that can happen, right? It's not normal, but it's common. And a lot of things also relate to other weight gain. So in your head, you're thinking, well, yeah, of course I don't have a libido. I'm exhausted. I'm putting the kids down. I've gained weight. I don't feel good in my body. Yeah, that's probably it contributing to the libido piece, right? Of course. Yeah, but there's also a hormonal component to it too. Now, these are things that we work on in the 12-week challenge. These are things that we address. These are things that we look at exactly what the culprit is. How? Dutch testing, yes. This little guy right here, actually this is a really in-depth test that tells me exactly what your hormones are doing, how your body's processing it, and where the gaps are. I'm going to put a link here for the waitlist for the next 12-week. The 12-week challenge registration for this is going to open in about a month. You only get the registration link if you're on the waitlist. And it includes a Dutch test. So you will get one of these bad boys sent right to your house. You take it, you send it in, we go over it, and we start your protocol right there. Yes. Get things nipped in the bud. Yeah. No more guessing, no more wondering about things, no more feeling like you're crazy or that, gosh, I just got to wait this out, or maybe it'll change next week, or maybe if I sleep better, it'll get better. Maybe if I work out more, but you're so exhausted you can't even go to the gym, and when you do go to the gym or when you do force yourself to work out, you're so fatigued from it, it's not helping, right? Or maybe you're like, well, there was that one day last month where maybe I had a libido, or it was maybe there a little bit, the tiniest hint of it, but that was it. Is that all I have now? I don't know. I'm just so tired, right? You end up doubting yourself. You end up questioning how you're feeling, how you're responding, and you'll look to all these other things that can be the culprit for the list of things here. But I want you to realize these are the result of your hormones being off. Now, why your hormones get off, that's a whole other conversation. I mean, that list is long. And if you want me to dive into that, I can do, it might not just be one video, it might be like a little series of videos. When we talk about stressors, traumas, things that shift and change. So for example, this week I had a conversation with somebody, and this is just an example, right? Of somebody, she recently, got a promotion, right? She, in the past 5 years, had relocated, got a promotion. The promotion is recent. She's had a baby about 1.5 years ago. All these things. And she's like, well, I bounced back pretty well, like weight-wise from the baby, but now I've just put on like 20 pounds in the past 3 months doing nothing different. I don't understand what's going on. And I'm totally fatigued. And yeah, my job is stressful, but I've had this job for a little bit. I it's okay, right? There's all these like reasons, and at the same time I'm talking to her, she's like saying that this is a problem, but then like making a reason for it. I don't want to say making an excuse, rationalizing why it's like this, and that this is just part of how it is now. And I was like, oh yeah, no, your body's been under a lot of stress, and it's a lot to process. And if there's an overload somewhere, it messes these things up. So if you want me to talk about sources of that, I can do a whole video on like the source of it and how that impacts the body. So, because that sometimes can help you understand of like why this started, right? And then why, like, I'm eating super clean, great, but that's not gonna like just make your adrenals, all better the next day, no, right? It takes a whole different protocol to work through to get your system back online functioning the way that it should, right? And the reason why these things happen is that there's the two main things that I've seen a ton recently. A ton. The two main things that I've seen a ton. And I say I've seen a ton, I see it in the labs. Testosterone and cortisol. Testosterone is off and cortisol is off. Now, even one of these things, having just testosterone be lower or have your body not process your androgens correctly, can cause these things. Yeah, thing says, okay, there we go. My internet cut out for a second, and I don't know that much about technology, so I wonder about like what it's doing. Just when I was talking about all the good stuff. Labs. Such a dork about it. So just testosterone. Having your testosterone, your androgen levels be off, having your system not process things correctly can cause these things. And here's the thing where it messes with your brain is that just the cortisol, right? It could be cortisol that makes you feel like this. Yeah, it can be one or the other. And how do you really know? How do you really know which one it is? This is how we know. Which again, we do this in the 12-week. I'm getting really aggressive here with like waving this around. I need to calm down. But that's the other piece of it, right? Now there's some gals, and this is not as common, but I do see it, and this makes it just understand like that much more you have to work with, is that you have a testosterone and a cortisol issue at the same time. What? Yes, I know. But that would be why it takes so much more of an overhaul for your health to get beyond where you've been stuck. Again, just one little thing isn't going to do it. Adding in one little supplement just doesn't, fix it overnight. Yeah. Which is why all the things that you used to do that would work great aren't working anymore. It takes a lot more, especially when there's more than one component involved here. And that's what I've seen more recently. I didn't see this a lot before, where it would be like multiple things going on. The stress and everything of the past year for a lot of people, compounded on everything else that our systems have been dealing with. Yeah, it's a lot. So that's what I've been seeing more. So again, in the comments is the link to get on the wait list. From the wait list, once the registration link is released, you can join the 12-week, which means you get a Dutch. We go over it, we do a primer for your body, and then we get into it. From there, Dr. Victoria and I work with you to make sure your system is functioning properly, you feel better, and that you're getting the right results and moving forward. Other resources I have for you are my books, The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon. And then my book, The Female Menopause Solution, also on Amazon. Nutrition that matches hormones and the cycle, the Eat for Your Cycle method, and really aligning with how your body works and functions. I have a YouTube channel, which is called Dr. Beth Westy. You can subscribe to that to stay updated on all the things. And my podcast is called The Female Health Solution. Lots of info, lots of great interviews, and actually I just went over the Dutch test that I did in my podcast. So, kind of fun. I think it's fun. So that's what I got for you guys right now. Please let me know if you have questions. Please let me know if you need help. And if you want me to do a whole separate video on, like, how does this happen for our system? What is it that happens in our life that causes our bodies to with our hormones, right? Let me know, and I totally can. That's what I got for you tonight. Have a great night, and I will see you later.